Is the new Nissan Sentra better than the current generation of Toyota Corolla? This is what we're going to find out today. We're going to compare the 2020 Toyota Corolla versus the 2020 Nissan Sentra. The Sentra and the Corolla have been fighting for the mid-size sedan market for a long time. The Corolla has been in the market much longer than the Sentra. The first Corolla was introduced back in 1966. Meanwhile, the Sentra was first introduced in 1982, 16 years later. Today, we have the 8th generation Sentra and the 12th generation Toyota Corolla, which was introduced back in 2018. The 8th generation Sentra is new for 2020. Today, I'm going to compare them against each other, find out what do they offer, how do they compare in terms of engine options, prices, of course, trims that they offer, and space. And then we're going to take them for a test drive and find out which one is better on the road. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe and like and follow me on Instagram. Everything will be in the description box. Now, let's start comparing these two. Where does the Nissan Sentra win over the Toyota Corolla? First is in prices. So for example, the Corolla in the United States starts at $19,600. Meanwhile, the Sentra at $19,000. And that of course will increase based on the trim that you pick. But that is the starting price for the States. Similar difference between United States and Canada prices for both models. The Sentra is also the best in class when it comes to trunk space compared to the Toyota Corolla. It also offers more leg room in the back and the front. It is probably one of the best in its own segment. It offers more leg room for the passenger and the driver's side in the front compared to the Toyota Corolla. Now, in fairness, the Corolla has been in the market since 2018, so they haven't had a chance to update it, which means the Nissan had the hand over the game because they had a chance to see what the Toyota would offer and then bring a new model. Very smart from Nissan. It also offers a rear cross traffic alert. So in case if a vehicle is coming out of nowhere and you don't see it, it will notify you to make sure you don't crash into it. And it will offer you inside a USB and a USB-C ports. It also offers Intelligent Around View Monitor. The Intelligent Around View Monitor is a parking aid that provides views of your vehicle's position in relation to the surrounding object. These are cameras located in the center of the front grille, on the outside mirrors, and above the rear license plate. It also offers Intelligent Forward Collision Warning, which watches up to 2 cars ahead, and if it sees that the car in front of you is slowing down, it will warn you to slow down as well. It also offers Easy Fill Tire Alert System. So what is it and how it works? In order to activate the system, you have to park the vehicle in a safe location and apply the parking brakes. Once you put the vehicle in park and leave the ignition in the on accessory mode position with the engine off. Once the air starts filling the tire, the exterior lights begin to flash to indicate Easy Fill Tire Alert is monitoring the change in air pressure. When the correct tire pressure is reached, the vehicle horn will sound. If the tire is overinflated, the horn sounds again and the hazard indicators flash 3 times, signaling the need to release some air. Now, that kind of system has been used in other Nissan vehicles, but they have brought the same smart technology into the Nissan Sentra, something that you don't find in the Toyota Corolla. It also uses halogen intelligent headlights. So basically they will turn on and turn off based on the surrounding of the vehicle. And so for example, if you're going under the bridge, they will turn on automatically, or in certain areas where it's very dark, they turn on automatically. Meanwhile, in the Toyota Corolla, they only offer LED headlights. Now, what does the Toyota Corolla offer that you won't find in the Nissan Sentra?
The Toyota Corolla offers 2 engine options. It also offers a hybrid model, something that the Sentra doesn't. It has also a much bigger fuel tank compared to the Sentra, which means less stopping at the gas station and better fuel mileage. It also offers a built-in navigation system with the optional 8-inch full-color map and voice control, which the Sentra in all trims does not offer. Toyota also offers 24 months unlimited miles roadside assistance, where Nissan only offers 36 months and 36,000 miles of roadside assistance. And this wraps up all the advantages that the Toyota Corolla has offered the Nissan Sentra.
I've covered everything you need to know about these two vehicles and how do they compare in terms of cargo space, tech, prices, and so on. Now it's time to take them on the road and see which one handles better and how do they feel inside, how comfortable they are, and how they drive on the road. Let's go for a drive. So I'm taking the Nissan first for a drive, although I've driven this for a couple hours now, and just want to show you a few things between this and the Corolla. Now, first of all, what I do like about this compared to the Corolla is the sitting position. It is much lower for me than it is in the Corolla. In the Corolla, I felt a bit more cramped and very high off the ground. It was very high off the base of the vehicle. Not the most comfortable car I've driven out there. It's a bit cramped as well. It feels small, and we have a Ferrari passing by. Nice, beautiful color. Summertime has come in Toronto, and people are taking out their supercars for a test drive. So, back to this car. Another thing I like about the Sentra is the interior. It feels much more luxurious. Now, it's not a Rolls-Royce or a BMW 7 Series, but the difference is there between these two cars. I like the interior overall. At the same time, the infotainment system, it's much more responsive in the Sentra than it is in the Toyota Corolla. As you can see, like I'm going through a screen, and it takes a bit of time for the Corolla to actually start going. In terms of the comfort level, well, the ride quality is almost similar in both vehicles. The only difference between this and the Toyota is that this does feel slightly stiffer on the road. It's not unbearable, but you notice the difference when you drive them back to back. Now, some people are okay with it, some like a softer ride. The difference is very minimalistic. Unless you drive them constantly back to back, then you might notice a difference, but other than that, they're very the difference on stiffness is very, very small. In terms of visibility, over here feels similar to the Toyota Corolla. The Corolla generally is smaller than this, so you might have some areas where you have a bit of problem when you turn your head and look to that side. You always have to look. Even though you have blind spot assist, you can't be 100% sure. I think this drives better compared to the Sentra. It feels a little bit faster, that's one thing. But when it comes to comfort level, I like the Nissan far better. This is just a bit annoying. With the seat, it's so uncomfortable. I can't find the right position in here. I think it's because I'm tall. Maybe someone who is smaller than I would be fine in this car, but myself, I find it very difficult. It's kind of annoying. It's becoming really annoying with this. And on top of that, in terms of leg room, not at the same level as the Sentra. This feels slightly small inside. The steering position is not good. A lot of complaints about the comfort level of this car, but what I do like, it's mostly the power kick that this has compared to the Sentra. Also, another thing that I noticed as well is the actual steering is much softer in here compared to the Sentra. And you can hear the engine here a lot more than you would in the Nissan. I like the Nissan interior more than I like this. I've said this before, when I drove the Nissan, I like the interior. It feels more luxurious and more put together. This kind of feels like dull. The entire infotainment system here, it's so outdated. It's not sharp. It's not as sharp as the one in the Nissan. It's the letters are not as clear, and it's not very responsive. That's another thing I don't like about this. But in this model, we have a bigger screen than the one in the Nissan. But once you pick the higher trim in the Sentra, you'll get an 8-inch, I believe, touch screen. And they both have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, the standard models. At some point, the Sentra wasn't about to get the the Apple CarPlay, but then somehow they agreed, and now it has it. So if you have an iPhone, you'll be fine with the Sentra. So both will offer you that. At the same time, this model doesn't have a 360 camera, even with the higher trim. So for what it offers between the Sentra and the Corolla, I would definitely pick the Sentra, in my opinion. It offers a lot more technology. It offers a lot of space, one of the best in class, in fact. And for the base model, you're saving about $600-700 or so. So those are some differences that I think that the Sentra is better compared to the Corolla. With that in mind, thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like, and check me out on Instagram. If you have a specific question that I haven't answered, please leave a comment in the section below and I'll get back to you. And at the same time, if you have any thoughts or if you have driven both these vehicles, I'd love to hear your opinion about it. If you agree with what I'm saying in terms of the comfort level and the sitting position. That's one thing that annoyed me with this car. Anyways, that was it. Cheers.